Hello, friends. Neotoy here with just a little product review. I bought this retail. It was something I noticed in my local hardware store's 30% off section, and I also had a $5 off coupon with Ace Rewards, so it cost me $17.41, and I was just so impressed with the overall quality of not only the tool but the entire package, dare I say platform, that I felt like I just had to make a video because this is really just a pretty exceptional find, especially at that price. So the first thing I want to point out is that normally I throw away these containers and I just take out the tools and leave them lying around or in a tub because that's easier for me. However, this container is so well designed, and I will get to that in a minute. But I was just like, I'm going to hold on to this. This will actually be useful, assuming it doesn't break too quickly. This clear plastic can be brittle. Okay, so the first thing I want to point out, this is a really small detail, but this impressed the hell out of me. You'll kind of notice that the Craftsman logo is like embossed, and it's actually part of the casting, and then it's painted on top. Now, this is a polycarbonate case. I'm not sure, but just the the quality of the the molding and the painting is just like it's next level. And which brings me to like a little tangential thing that I wanted to talk about in this video, and that's just that, like, rejoice, brothers and sisters and others. We are in a golden age of hardware and tools where the quality has reached such a high degree that even for relatively low prices, I mean, albeit, ignoring slave labor and whatnot, the quality of the product that you get is just next level. Okay, so platforms. Yeah, I wanted to cover that first before I go over the tools. You'll notice right away that the topology of this box is fairly unique. There's a few features that kind of make it stand out, and the first thing you'll notice is on the bottom here, these little tabs that stick up, and these little slots here. And so this is, yes, as you guessed it, part of a stacking system that is literally designed to stack on top of each other and lock together using these little tabs and indentations. I don't know if that's even documented by Craftsman, but pretty cool. Even the latch here fits into the little tabs down here to keep the containers closed when they're in a stack, which is pretty cool. Okay, so that's A of the platform. Here's B, and this is almost, if not more so, impressive to me. You can take out the entire tool, and then this container is actually not only usable as its own thing, but if you'll notice these little dovetails here, all along here, even on the clear section, those are for dividers, and I don't know where you get them. Presumably Craftsman probably sells them, but you can slide little dividers in there, and then you can turn this into like your own custom configurable storage container, which, like, how freaking cool is that? Like, that just, the level of design that was unnecessary and yet was done to ensure this product is so extensible is really just fantastic. I don't want to be too speculative here, but I feel like recently Craftsman has kind of been turning things around and bringing back sort of their old ethic of innovation and the true sort of like Craftsman spirit of American manufacturing, which honestly is a lost art these days. And the hinge system is excellent. It's not going to break. It's overbuilt in a beautiful way, and the way that They offset the molding so that it lays flat. Also, a really cool design. And I can't believe I've gone on so long just about the packaging and not even the tools. But even more on that, if you'll notice, there's little click tabs here for every component in here. You can take out the bit holders entirely, and if you look, this is a really impressive micro engineering feat here of the casting process. But there's just that tiny little lip on there that is clearly part of the casting process, but that's all that it requires to clip onto that little tab. You can actually see it catching on that little lip there, which is really impressive. So, and you'd think like, oh, every time the whole thing's going to come out, but not really. Like, it does stand there well enough to where you can get the bits out, and this is a very snug fit. And I analyzed these really closely on a even higher level of detail. You can't see it without light passing through, but the first half of the casting is smooth, and then there's a little ridge there that corresponds with the notch in the bits, and then the second half is rough cast with a rough finish, so friction holds those bits in there really well. Just more like incredible attention to detail. Should I go over the accessory first or the main tool? I don't know, it's also kind of fun to just look at the casting details on the PP. I guess it's polypropylene? I don't know. I'm not a master of plastics, but anyway, it's kind of cool to see the molding artifacts. And then, of course, there's these little tabs in there that are locks that hold the tools in. Really nice, neat design, especially with a molded part. It works really well, and it fits into the little corresponding tabs inside the sockets to hold them in there just right, so that it's easy to pull out, but they won't fall out, which is so cool. Okay, so let's just jump right ahead to the tool, shall we? This is what caught my eye actually when I was looking, is this whole setup was on the bottom shelf, kind of out of the way in the hardware store. Yeah, this anodized red ring really caught my eye, and just in terms of aesthetics, this is gorgeous, above and beyond the functionality, which is, it's just incredibly well designed. I don't know if this is based on a pre-existing design or if this is entirely new, but whoever the design team was who worked on this, they nailed it. It's just incredible. So for those who aren't familiar with these particular tools, which probably isn't a lot of people watching this video, but basically this is like a short ratchet screwdriver that fits just in your hand for really tight spaces. Like if you have to just slide your hand up inside a machine and the space is limited, but you want to have the ratchet convenience and the torque, and incredibly smooth action on this ratchet, and very fine gradation, which is all great for tight places, because then you don't have to turn very far, just like a couple degrees, and you're able to slowly but surely get your fastener in, right. And then the really cool thing about this, which you probably noticed, is these little pivot points here, where basically this is a type of joint geometry that can move in multiple orientations for getting into those really hard to reach places. And this is just an additional feature that's really quite exceptional. And then on top of that, if that wasn't enough, they use standard Torx screws to put this together. So if you want to take the whole thing apart and do maintenance or whatever, for whatever reason, you can take it apart, and you can expose the this is taking me a little bit of effort here, but you can expose the other inner fasteners too and take the thing apart completely, which that to me is the sign of a really, not only a well thought out tool, but a quality tool. And I did test this on a couple fasteners, and you're just gonna have to trust me. It works really great, just really great. Yeah, no complaints, and it's got a nice weight to it. Yeah, this is the one part of the tool set that I really wanted to cover, especially because pretty much all of these other fasteners are, everyone's or bit and sockets are standard. Everyone's seen those before. This is a little slightly unique. I just wanted to zoom in on this feature here, which is there's a little wire in there that basically, I'll show you how it works. So there's these little notches in the bit, and so basically when you push this in to there, which you can't, the lighting isn't really great, but basically the little wires, they have a little bend in them that pops into that groove and holds it in there. It's a very elegant, simple, minimal solution. The only thing I would worry about is that wire rusting. I don't know if it, I mean, all these are going to rust eventually, but anyway. So this part allows you to take a standard 1/4 inch ratchet and use it for 1/4 inch driver bits, which that's what I wanted it for basically, because I do use a lot of bolts and stuff, but the driver bits are way more useful to me. This may just be one of the most versatile driving devices I've ever owned. So I'm incredibly pleased with this purchase. And then yeah, so that's an option if you want to use the 1/4 inch drivers. Otherwise, you can just use it like you would any standard 1/4 inch ratchet. And they make adapters, so you could put a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch or 1 inch or whatever you wanted on there to affix larger ratchets. But yeah, anyway, not really much more else that I can say about this other than damn, like this is just, it's top tier. So yeah, thank you Craftsman for just going the extra mile with this build, and the quality, the thoughtfulness in all the elements, just really exceptional, and something that I felt like I just had to make a video about. And I'm not shilling here. I didn't not receiving any kickbacks for this. This is not a sponsorship. This is just me gushing uncontrollably about a new tool that I bought today. So yeah, thanks for watching.